Okay. So I guess once you graduated, then you started at Deloitte, or what was the process like
Yes.
for, how did you manage to get the role?
So as this international student, one of the things that you struggle with is going into that phase of like when you finish your studies, you have to get a work
Okay.
permit, and then you have to wait for your there's a study permit aspect, whatever. So I got my work permit in check, and after that, I just started applying everywhere. I'd apply to 100 places a day, 200 places a day, just applying. A lot of big four firms, they go to universities, but they don't go to universities for, I believe, the right things. They go to the universities for accounting and like
Right.
business related
Like on
stuff,
STEM. Yeah.
but a lot, basically there's not a lot of like exposure to students in the STEM field. So when I applied to Deloitte, I had no idea they had Deloitte Digital and cloud and none of that. I just remember applying and just forgetting about it, and then I got an interview a few months later. And to be honest, I was fortunate enough to just apply and I got in, type of a thing. I didn't really go through a process of going to networking events, giving my card out. I did that as part of the overall process, but that only, the process of interviewing at multiple places, going to networking events, only helped me get better at interviewing finally at Deloitte. One of my professors, because when you're also applying to big four firms, you also have that aspect of doing a consulting interview where they test you. One of my professors was super nice at Ryerson, and he just did an ad hoc class to teach us how to do consulting problem
Oh,
solving,
nice.
just out of the blue. And then I think that also helped me as well. But that's how I prepared. So there was a bit of consulting interview prep and then just general networking and interviewing at other places. So I got better at interviewing. And then when it came time to interview at Deloitte, I was just pretty much good at doing that.
I guess you had some entrepreneurship with like the master's that you did. So did you see this shift being seamless in terms of from biomedical engineering and then going into consult?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say like my entrepreneurship experience helped me a lot, and to this day it helps me a lot because it helps me understand the bigger picture. I feel like when you do engineering, it helps you solve problems in an organized way, and it helps you develop those critical thinking skills. But when you take that entrepreneurship aspect, you become more of a driver. You think of things in other ways, you're ready to fail fast. And I think that really helped me in terms of my skill set that I obtained from my entrepreneurship experience was different from the skill set I obtained from my engineering experience. And I think both combined do really well in consulting, because one of the things that I believe actually helped me get a job is the interview I had with the main partner. Because like when you go through the consulting interviews process, you do a first level interview, you do a second level interview, and your final interview is actually with the partner or like the senior manager or someone. And we just talked about like stuff. We talked about cameras. That's also something that you look at in the consulting world is, if I put you in front of a client, can you manage? And I think one of the other things that also helped me out in my consulting role was that I learned how to BS a lot
Mm.
as an entrepreneur. Like when you threw me onto the spot, I was able to come up with things on the spot and develop those. I think I developed a good sense of solid set of consulting skills while doing entrepreneurship that just translated really well into the consulting workspace.